Last week on MasterChef Australia.
Burger, laksa, tenderloin and squid. Come on, come on. You're killing me.
The competition went up a gear.
Move your butts.
Billy and Hayden were eliminated.
I'm sorry, you're out.
Even though you didn't quite make it to the end, you still had that massive adventure all the way through and learnt so much. I did enjoy it.
Tonight,
this mystery box is gonna mess with your head.
a huge opportunity for our contestants.
Inside that envelope is the name of another contestant.
It's been designed with just one thing in mind, and that's strategy.
Each contestant chooses ingredients for another.
You know their strengths and you know their weaknesses.
It puts everyone well out of their comfort zone.
I don't really know what to do with this thing. Do I cook it? Do you eat it raw? Ow.
But one dish will earn someone the chance to cook for immunity.
Win that challenge. You know where you are?
Finals week.
At stake for the ultimate series winner, the chance to work alongside the country's top chefs, a book publishing deal, $100,000 to help realise their culinary dreams, and the title of Australia's next MasterChef.
It's the start of a new week and the finals are just around the corner. So this week is our last chance to fight for our place in those finals.
I've got some eggs.
I think Ali does have the ability to get into the finals week, but sometimes I wonder about some of her ideas.
Number the butter? Yeah. Oh, actually.
Dani's strength is she is really able to think outside the box, but when she gets flustered, she finds it really, really hard to control her feelings and her emotions, and sometimes I think that does get in the way of her.
There we go.
As if.
I think Kate and I have really similar strengths. I think she works great under pressure. She's a great all-rounder, can cook both desserts and savoury.
Michael's strengths in the kitchen are definitely with his palate and putting flavour combinations together. While sometimes he opts for the safer option because he's keen to win challenges, he doesn't show the full extent of what his abilities are.
Alana, she's a hard one to read. She's really funny and very, very bright and bubbly in the house. And then when she comes to this kitchen, it's competition mode, and she's a very competitive person. Walking into the MasterChef kitchen and mystery boxes on all the benches, and I'm happy. I like mystery boxes.
Go at the front. Oh, okay.
I'm thinking, thank God it's a mystery box.
Welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen. You are our top 5 amateur cooks for 2011. Well done.
So I'm sure you're already figured out that your first challenge in this crucial week is an old friend, the mystery box. A small word of warning to you all, though. This mystery box is gonna mess with your heads.
Oh, no.
It's been designed with just one thing in mind, and that's strategy.
Strategy. Strategy, yep, I know how to cook that.
If you're trembling in your boots, good. But here's some good news. There are no losers today.
Yay! Awesome.
If you can think, plot and plan your way to a winning dish today, you'll find yourself in the final immunity challenge of the year. At no point has that challenge been so valuable. Win that challenge. You know where you are?
Finals week.
Exactly, Kate. Guaranteed spot in the finals week. That moment you start pinching yourself with gigantic pliers. Now, Lana, Michael, you're the only two people here who've never made it into an immunity challenge. Michael, I'm worried that back of the house you've got a cupboard with bridesmaids' dresses in it, because that's what it's been like. Every challenge, you're almost there. Is today the day?
It has to be. I don't have any other chances, so I've just got to cook as well as I can. It's not even about the pin. I mean, that'd be great, but just to be there one-on-one with the chef, having a chance and to show the judges what I can do is what I want.
There's one other prize I think you might find invaluable as you move forward in the food industry. Your winning recipe will appear in Taste. 2.5 million copies of Taste across Australia.
I am going to get in there and make sure that I beat Michael Weldon. This is the best prize. I just want to be somebody that people can read stories that I've written, read recipes, create recipes. It's a dream prize for me.
So without any further ado, let's have a look. You can lift your lids now. Surprise!
Oh. I lift up the lid and there is a black envelope. It's an unusual ingredient, so I'm a bit worried about how I'm going to cook it.
Has anybody heard of Kris Kringle?
Yeah.
We've taken that idea and we've given it a very typical MasterChef shake-up. Inside that envelope is the name of another contestant. You must choose the mystery box ingredients for the person's name that is in that envelope. So think about what that means. You've talked to these people in the house, you know them fairly intimately by now, and you know their strengths, and you know their weaknesses.
I hope that Danny's name is in my envelope because Danny said to me only yesterday that she didn't know how to cook very good Italian food and pasta, so I think that would be a good opportunity to kind of rock Danny's boat.
We want you to challenge your competitors. That's the spirit of MasterChef. Cook some brilliant food. If you want to play some clever strategy, that's up to you. But be careful, because we might just hand that basket of ingredients back to you.
You can open your envelopes now.
I've got Danny's name. Watch out, Danny. Mwahaha.
You'll have 10 minutes to choose up to 12 ingredients to put in that basket that your competitor must cook with. You'll also all get pantry staples of sugar, flour, butter, and eggs. You have the name in that envelope. The pantry is stocked and ready for action. Your 10 minutes starts now.
There is opportunity to totally stitch someone up in this challenge, but I think the idea is to give someone ingredients that they might not be that familiar with, but they can still do something brilliant with.
Yes, I've got Michael. Whenever we're in a group challenge, he steers clear of dessert, so I know he's not comfortable with it.
Creating a mystery box for Lana, my strategy is to give her something she's not familiar with. I see a flounder, and that's probably, I think, the perfect protein to give to Lana because she knows how to break down your normal fish, but this is a flat fish, so it's a lot more difficult.
Kohlrabi.
She's so good at cooking, a broad range of foods, so I need to give her something that might be new to her.
I've got Ellie. I'm definitely getting Ellie Rabbit because she had an atrocious time with it in the first mystery box.
Ooh, are you happy with that? Because that looks raw.
But I think the ingredients I'm going to get her to go with the rabbit are things that she'll be familiar with. So the big challenge for her is to be able to cook the rabbit again. Time
to find out whose basket belongs to who. So the owner of this delicious basket is Michael.
Oh, my basket, it's everything sweet, all the ingredients you need to cook a cracking dessert, and that's what I'm gonna have to do today.
Alana. There you go.
Thank you.
Danny.
Terrific. I can see a whole bevy of disconnected ingredients in that basket. I can see a rabbit, I can see a pear, I can see parmesan cheese and an artichoke and squash. This isn't looking good.
Lovely Asian flavours here for our Asian expert, Kate.
Asian and seafood, great combo.
I'm pretty sure that Danny Venn has put together my mystery box today.
Thanks, Matt.
There's lots of ingredients that she would love to cook with that she knows are so far outside my comfort zone.
Ellie, come on see what you got.
Oh, it's a rabbit. This is definitely basket disaster for me. I haven't touched a rabbit since that mystery box because I've been so terrified of rabbit.
Sorry, Elle. What is this?
Today's mystery box is more like stitch-up box. We have to cook a dish with someone else picking our ingredients, and not everyone is playing nice.
Remember, you are fighting for the last immunity up for offer in this competition. You have 1 hour to cook us a dream dish, and your time starts now.
I'm not really familiar with Mediterranean flavours, and whoever's chosen my box has done a very good job at picking out my weak spots.
Today is the day to take risks because there is no elimination, and also I have an immunity pin, so I still want to impress the judges and I still want to do well, but this is the time to do a dish that I've never really cooked before.
I decide I'm going to make a pasta dough, so I use plain flour and eggs and knead it. Put it aside in the fridge.
Alana gave me the basket from hell. There's going to be a rabbit head under a pillow tonight.
Today I'm just going to really try to, work with this beautiful rabbit. Alana didn't give me too much to work with, so I've got lentils, I've got parsley, I've got eggplant, and ginger, which doesn't really go.
It has some random other ingredients that don't go together. Squash. Who cooks squash?
Oh, crap.
I start cooking lentils because it's the only thing I know how to cook in the basket.
My basket screams dessert. I decide straight away I'm going to make honey and orange panna cotta with slow roasted rhubarb and a coconut praline.
I think maybe someone saw dessert as my weakness, but hopefully I can show them it's actually maybe a strength of mine.
The first thing to do is make my panna cotta. I got to get my cream cooking. Panna cotta simply is a cooked cream. I taste my panna cotta and I've added some sugar, but I need to add a little bit more and just get that flavour nice and sweet to go with the honey and the orange.
This is the last shot at immunity, and I really want to, be in here cooking against the chef. Not winning this would be just as bad as being in an elimination for me. It really means a lot. I'm so close. It's the one thing I haven't done, and I really want to do it. And I know Alana does too, so I think we're going to really be battling it out.
This basket looks like the doing of Michael Weldon. He knew exactly what I would struggle with, and he made sure that he exposed that.
I've never filleted a flat style fish before, so this is the first time I'm doing it. And I know it's slightly different to your normal, more round fish. The dish I'm cooking is an almond crusted flounder with beetroot puree.
I'm having my first ever go at filleting a flounder.
The first ingredient I get to work on is that flounder.
I don't really know what I'm doing.
I need to know whether I can fillet this fish before I make a final decision about what my dish is going to look like at the end.
You're sort of doing it in the right direction, but you've stuffed it up a little bit. You know those cartoons where you see like a cat and it's got a fish frame like a skeleton? That's exactly that skeleton.
Yep.
So there's a little spine down the middle.
Down the middle.
Gary is giving Kate a few instructions.
What you should have done is a line directly down the middle.
I duck over there and listen to see what he's saying.
You have to put the blade very close to the bone.
To fillet the fish, cut the fillets off similar to how I know that you would cut a fillet off a snapper, but just taking extra care to make sure I go right against the bone because the fillets aren't very thick at all.
But try and keeping that middle bit there.
Isn't it beautiful when you learn something like that?
I love learning new things.
10 minutes into the challenge, I still have no idea what I'm doing, but I start breaking down this rabbit.
Okay, that's what I want out.
Okay, I'm trying to cast my mind back to the masterclass that George gave us. The cuts that I want to go for is the rack. I might roast the legs and maybe use the loin.
Don't be overcome by your food fears today. You've got 45 minutes to go.
Oh, shit. For my coconut praline, I have to make a caramel, just simple sugar, water, cook that down till it turns beautiful golden colour, and then I need to toast some coconut and pour that caramel over the coconut and just let it set.
He's pushing it, he's pushing it.
Yep, just give it some.
Shake the room. Michael.
George.
You really want this, don't you?
I do. This is I guess,
You're intense, man.
one thing I haven't had.
We're just watching your caramel for you. Because it's crystallising up the side, if you keep swirling it around, then what will happen is you pull the crystals off the side of the pot and it'll crystallise all your sugar. And then you'll have to start again.
Do I need to water that or
not now?
Oh,
just leave it where it is. You're supposed to start from the start.
I think that Gary's just saved me, and if I stir this caramel anymore, I will have stuffed it.
Yeah! No meat on it yet. I skinned it and didn't take not a skerrick of the actual meat off the fillet, so I'm really happy with that because I was really stressed about that.
Alana, dealing with the flounder?
Yes.
How much do you want this shot at immunity?
Oh, it's the last chance. I've wanted it the entire series so far.
Is today the day?
I'm going to make today the day.
What's your dish?
I'm doing an almond-crusted flounder with a beetroot puree, and I'm going to have a little play around with the kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi's a pretty spectacular-looking vegetable, but I haven't worked with kohlrabi before.
I'm going to make some kohlrabi tubes.
Yeah, very watery, a kohlrabi. It's got a texture or cellular texture like an apple. You know, like a cell, so when you crunch it, like that, loads of water.
Yeah.
Would it chip?
I'm not sure how it... Do I cook it? Do you eat it raw? The only thing is that I've never really dabbled with pickling veggies. I'm unsure about the flavours. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of experimentation while I'm trying to cook a dish.
I've toasted my coconut and I just laid it out on the baking paper so I can pour my caramel over the top to make the praline. Then cool it down, chop it all up, and make a dust to make my little sugar twirls.
Ali?
Hi, George.
What's the dish?
I want to keep the rack of rabbit, and I want to serve it with some braised lentils and some Brussels sprouts.
Oh, lentils, rabbit.
Yeah. Lentils, rabbit.
How are you going to get flavour in this dish, though?
Well, I'm a little bit worried about that because I don't really have much to work with.
Okay.
What? There's loads of things.
But what's the meat attached to?
Obviously to bones.
The bones?
I was thinking about doing a sauce and...
You want to try
I'm just trying
and
to
make
do
that
this.
into a rack. Where did the flap go that was over the top of that?
I took it off.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh.
Is that
Makes it
bad?
a little bit more difficult. Look, I think you really need to get your stuff together, let's be honest, because you've got a lovely ingredient, which is the rabbit. You only have to cook one great dish. Come on, you started writing stuff down?
Yeah.
Come up with a good idea.
The pickling solution is a mixture of white wine vinegar, some salt and some sugar, and just a nice balance there. Not too salty, but not too sweet. It's kind of an Asian pickling. It's a little bit weird, but it might work.
Kate ended up with a beautiful basket of flounder and scampi. The scampi, she's sort of got a rough idea, but you know what? She's a good cook. I think she can break it down and hopefully make that dish look beautiful.
I've never cooked with scampi before. I've never cut a scampi open.
I don't really know what to do with this thing. Do I leave the shell on or do I take the shell off?
I'll just experiment with one of them and see what happens.
Okay, it's really hard to shell. If I cut it straight down the middle and then pan fry it, then they can scoop it out to eat it. So that sounds like a good plan to me. Ow.
Stop floundering around, hop to it, 30 minutes to go. Come on, guys.
my panna cotta different today by setting it in a bowl. And also not making the panna cotta the star, just making the panna cotta something that gels everything together.
And I want to get them perfect. I've got a bit of time, so I'm going to use it.
Just for a little surprise at the bottom of the panna cotta, I'm going to put a little bit of honeycomb. I hope the judges like that. For my rhubarb, really simple today. I'm just going to roast it with some lemon and some sugar in a low oven and just make it taste beautiful.
The almond crust for the fillets of fish is toasted almonds, blitzed in the food processor, and I just add a little bit of salt and pepper and some grated lemon zest. Once the fillets are cooked, I coat them in the crumb and then they're ready.
Okay, how long do we have? What's this taste like?
I've finally broken down my rabbit and it's time for me to move on to other things. I still haven't decided on what I'm going to fill the tortellini with. I'm looking at my ingredients and I cancel out squash, I cancel out pear.
What should I put in my ravioli?
Danny's in a world of pain, which is my fault.
Ali's totally stitched me up, but it's backfired because she also got given rabbit too.
I've got all the ingredients to be able to make a beautiful curry, but there's no rice or anything similar. So instead of doing a bowl of curry, I'm going to do a curry-flavoured sauce to go with the seafood. The few Asian sauces that I have done successfully in the past, I've used either soy or fish sauce as a salt base, and I haven't got either of those ingredients in my basket today. I know it needs to be hot, sour, sweet and salty, but I'm not very practiced at getting a good balance in that.
What can I do?
What you've done there is made a caramel.
I made a caramel.
Right? And then you blended it.
I have coconut and sugar praline.
And then you've shaken it back over a little template, and then you've made that beautiful little biscuit.
The sugar twirls are a big element of my dish. They've got a big wow factor. They're these beautiful, almost see-through bits of coconutty caramel. They're not the easiest things to do.
Look at that, that's smashing.
I'm happy with that
It's
one.
funny. I was going to show you that in masterclass one day.
Oh, really?
But you know it already. Let's keep it a secret, shall we?
Is that all we have?
I've just spent 2/3 of this challenge faffing around with all of these ingredients, having no clue what is actually going to be on the plate at the end.
Which bits are you going to actually cook of rabbit?
That and then...
Huh? That leg?
Yep, and then cut up
Well, that
the
leg's
saddle.
going to take 12 minutes to cook.
No, not the leg, not the leg.
Oh, just the rack?
Yeah, just the rack and the
Have
saddle.
we gone... Oh,
And
the
then
saddle as
kidney
well. OK, well, you're going to run out of time.
I decide to use a kidney and put it on top because I know George loves kidneys.
That's almost got some flavour, Ellie. Beautiful.
I've got my sauce happening. I'm just frying off my pieces of rabbit. I'm about to put flavour into my lentils, and I'm just charboiling my Brussels sprouts, and they need to be fried off. So I have to work quickly.
I've just come up with my idea now, so I really have to get going.
This is the first challenge for our top 5, and a beauty as far as I'm concerned. Picking some gorgeous ingredients and then giving them to someone else and seeing what they can do for them.
No, back in.
There are no consequences to this challenge other than the fact that you can put yourself up and have a go at a final immunity before the end of this competition. That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Go, go, go.
Before I cook the flounder, I dip it in some egg white and then toss it in a flour that has some cumin and coriander seed mixed through it.
Just doing my test run of my fish, and if that works, I'm looking in good shape.
I'm really aware that this is a very thin piece of fish, so it's going to cook very quickly. And the last thing I want to do is serve up overcooked fish to the judges.
Okay. Cooked enough. Not cooked enough. These little sample ones are not cooked through, so they're going to need a little bit longer than what I had them in there for. But that's okay, I've still got 11 minutes to go.
Oh, I broke down the rabbit, so I've got some little bits and pieces that I'm just going to fry off because they're really tender pieces of the rabbit. And I'm just going to make an olive and bocconcini tortellini, and I've still got my tomato broth, which I'm going to serve on the side, which can then be poured over the dish. 7 minutes.
Oh, Danny, your handle's on fire.
I'm really happy where I'm at. There's just under 5 minutes to go, and I'm starting to plate up. I like to take care in that, so I want to make sure that I get it the best I can so that they can't pick at anything, and hopefully I'll win today.
I can hear a few stuff-ups in front of me, so hopefully they stuff up and I go all right.
I'm being very pedantic today. I'm making backups. I just want to make sure I've got one perfect dish for the judges. And hopefully they love it.
You have 1 minute to go.
I'm happy. I think I've done the dish I set out to do.
I am so relieved. I'm actually turning out a dish in time.
Everything's in.
That's the winner.
10 seconds to go.
Oh! I'm putting everything on the plate and I'm actually happy with it. I think it looks really pretty. It's really hot. How much?
5, 4.
There's only 3 seconds to go. I can't find a spoon, so I get my sauce and I just pour it from the saucepan.
2, 1.
Everywhere.
That's it. Step away from your benches. Well done, guys.
I just poured the sauce on. It went everywhere.
It wasn't my favourite challenge, but I only decided what I was doing 15 minutes ago. So if I had had that idea at the very start, it may have been okay.
I think I did pretty well. Whether it's enough to beat other dishes, we'll find out. But I'm happy, you know.
Today is really about confronting your fears, cooking with the things that your fellow competitors know you distrust or not like. And so understandably, I think it's given some of you a little bit of a challenge, which is going to make this tasting especially interesting. We'll start the tasting by looking at
the man of the MasterChef kitchen, Michael.
I'm feeling nervous, but I'm feeling good. I think I've cooked a great dish today, and maybe it's my day.
Michael.
Yes.
What have you cooked?
It's a panna cotta with roasted rhubarb and orange and honey syrup.
Ooh.
Michael, how much do you want a shot at immunity?
I don't think my journey would be quite complete without a shot at immunity and just, not even the pin, just putting myself up against a chef and seeing how I can go. Yeah, I want to have a chance to show everyone what I can do.
All right, let's taste. I love this dish. Sweet panna cotta, that's not too rubbery. That syrup is delicious. And then you've got the savouriness of that almond that's got lots of salt on it. And then that rhubarb is so cleansing. You've worked extremely hard in that hour, Michael. Just gonna have to wait and see.
What was the syrup? I missed it.
Orange and honey syrup.
I love the panna cotta. It's beautiful, it's soft. Love the orange syrup. Love the rhubarb, love the biscuit.
Starting to think maybe I put too many good ingredients in that basket.
The honeycomb sounds like a nice idea, but you just get left with a bowl of wax in your mouth when you finished eating it. You know what I mean? It's great on toast because it melts. But when you put it in a cold dessert like that, you eat all those lovely soft ingredients and then you're left with that little ball of wax that you don't know whether you should spit out or not.
This panna cotta is absolutely beautiful. It's a triumph in texture, silky smooth, nice bites to the rhubarb, little pop of those pomegranate seeds. Well done, Michael.
Thank you.
Walking back to my bench, it feels really good. It feels like what I've tried to do in this dish has come across to the judges, and I've got this happy feeling.
Danny, please bring forward your dish.
I don't know whether I should.
The only thing I can hope for is some constructive criticism and maybe a slap on the wrist to tell me to get back into line.
It's not a good dish.
what's your dish?
Olive and bocconcini tortellini with rabbit and a tomato broth.
This challenge has kind of exposed, you think, some gaps in your repertoire?
Definitely.
There's a big rabbit and there's not a rabbit on the plate. And I think that's the first thing you notice. The pasta around the edge is a little bit tough, but it's still quite silky. So you've worked it enough to laminate it properly, and you've Frenched those rabbit bones nicely. So there are elements of technique and skill there. So I don't think it's a total car crash, but I think to the same degree, you're probably in quite a good position that it today wasn't going forward to an elimination or a pressure test round.
I wanted to show the judges that no matter what ingredients I was presented with, I could come up with a clever, tasty dish. But I failed that today.
Alana, would you like to bring your dish up?
I think all the elements taste great. I'm happy with the fact that I managed to fillet the fish, I've cooked it perfectly and crumbed it.
Dish, what's it called?
It's an almond-crusted flounder with a beetroot puree and some pickled vegetables.
Okay. Who do you think picked those ingredients for you?
I think Michael might have.
Michael?
Mm-hmm.
So you think that he put some ingredients in there that you'd find difficult to cook? George and I watched him pick the kohlrabi up and he went... and just put it in the basket. Yeah. He did that deliberately, right?
Yeah, that's the purpose of the challenge.
All right, let's taste. I like the pickled kohlrabi and the radish. It's delicious, really tasty, very sharp and cleansing. And individually, the elements on the plate all taste good. But put it all together and it doesn't work. The almond crumble tastes like the base of a cheesecake on top of something that I can't really taste, which is the flounder, which is a shame. So it's a weird dish.
Coco Chanel used to say, before you go out, look at yourself in the mirror and take one thing off, and that's what you should have done with this place. Thank you, Alana.
Kate, can you bring your dish up?
I feel somewhat contented with what I've done. I've been presented with ingredients that are not anywhere near my comfort zone, and I've managed to put up a dish.
Kate, happy with what you created from those ingredients?
I'm happy with it, apart from I think that the sauce is not quite balanced properly.
Okay. All right, let's taste. Ooh. Ooh.
And the sauce is quite spicy.
Oh. I love chili. And for me, that's a nice hot sauce. And it's got the start of a good Thai-style curry sauce. But it does miss a balance of the sour, which could have been the lime, and the sweet, which would have been the sugar, and that would have made it a good sauce.
Just have a little bit of sauce.
Ooh la la.
It's hot.
It's lovely. It's got lots of different flavour in there, and the fish is cooked beautifully. You split the scampi down. You've cooked them beautifully enough that they just pop out of the shell and they're nice and sweet and delicious. I'm proud of you. I think you've done a great job.
Ellie, it's your turn.
Walking up to the judges with my dish, I'm just hoping that my rabbit is cooked this time.
Ellie, what's the dish?
The dish is a rack of rabbit with green lentils, Brussels sprouts, and then a sauce. And I hope the flavours will work together.
Restaurant-style presentation, and the rabbit could have probably been a little bit juicier, a little bit more moist, but you've done a pretty good job. And certainly, in terms of this competition, you've come a phenomenal way putting up a rabbit dish like that compared to what you put up in the first mystery box. So well done.
Thanks, Matt.
Nice sauce. Let's open up this kidney and see how it's cooked, because I am a kidney expert.
Is it cooked?
It's a bit overcooked. It needs to be a little bit pinker than that. All right, so it takes seconds in the pan.
You struggled.
I did.
But what you've ended up with is a nice, simple, clever dish with bags of flavour.
Well, we've tasted your dishes. Now it's time for us to go away and decide who gets a shot at immunity. And as well as that, that beautiful prize of spending a day with Matt Preston and the taste team.
Kate's dish was a cracker, and Ellie's definitely with a good shot today. Yeah, I hope those two don't pick me.
We've just had all the dishes tasted today, and now it's time to hear the judges' decision.
I think today, for some of you, was a little kick up the derriere. A reminder that this isn't easy. And if you want this title, you need to throw everything at it.
The winner of today's challenge gets to spend a whole day of work experience with Matt Preston, gets to have their recipe in taste, and gets a shot at immunity. I think this is one of the best rewards ever.
The person who has won the right to compete in the very last immunity challenge is...
Please, please, please.
Michael.
It's such a great feeling to finally, get that chance, that chance to cook for immunity, that win that I've been so close to and I've been wanting for so long. Yeah, I'm just happy.
Michael, finally your hard work has paid off. Maybe a little bit of lady luck. I mean, you are surrounded by them, but you know what? You cooked like a legend today. You came up with a good idea and you delivered it. So well done.
Thank you.
How do you feel, Michael?
Relief. This time last week, the Dalai Lama, I said to myself, well, next time I have to get it. I've got no other chance. And apart from finals week, this is the goal that I've had from the start, and it's taken me a while, but I finally got it, and it feels good.
Well, Michael, you've grabbed the bouquet. In 2 days' time, you'll be back here dressed in white, competing for the immunity challenge. And come and spend a day with me and the taste team watching your recipe transformed into something that'll appear in the pages of Taste next week. So well done, Michael.
Thank you.
Good win.
Cheers.
We'll see you soon. Good night.
Good night.
Night, guys.
See you guys.
You did it! Here comes the prize!
We'll have to be all his bridesmaids.
Yeah.
We have four of them.
I'm here today at News Magazine's studio to get my panna cotta dish recipe published. It'll be put into Matt's column in Taste. I've always hoped that one day I'd have one dish published, and to have it happen so quickly is great. I like that. Not using the white bowl, you can now see the panna cotta, it sort of pops out the plate, and taking the spoon and the blue plate away, it's all about the panna cotta now, and I just want to eat it.
We talk about the yum factor. It's going to glisten, and that's what we want. We want glisten.
I think this is a bit of a head start into one day learning how to put together a cookbook, and if everything goes right, and maybe I'll have the chance to make a cookbook pretty soon. I've been published. How cool is that?
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
Hold on to your hats.
Our top 5 get their biggest surprise yet.
Hold on to your hearts.
When their nearest and dearest drop by for a visit.
So good to see you.
Oh, Mum's crying. I'm crying, everyone's crying.
The time starts now!
With their biggest fans cheering from the sidelines,
You can do it, Mum.
they'll be cooking their hearts out to impress the judges.
Just give them a steely stare.
Because the prize for a winning dish is precious.
This is the challenge to win.